You might be wondering what this squiggly looking Addy longsword is.
Who the fuck is that?
Well, this is the Osmumten's Fang. It's a really strong stab weapon, which is best in slot for a lot of places, especially on monsters with high defense. But there is one problem. I'm not a huge fan of the visual side of this sword. Thankfully, there's a solution for my problem. Let me introduce the Cursed Phalanx, an ornament kit from the Tombs of Amascut raid, which is a visual upgrade for the Fang. And it's a guaranteed drop when you complete a raid with certain criteria. All you have to do is pump up the invocation to a 500 and do a deathless run. I've only done a 350 invocation run in the past, and there are plenty of new techniques to master in order to get the 500 done. Join me in my adventure of mastering this raid. Here is where I'm at. This raid is my first KC after getting my Infernal Cape, and it's a 305 invocation. I'm using the Blood Fury to sustain myself in the raid, and I'm also bringing the Cursed Partisan of the Sun, also known as the Yellow Cursed, with me. Starting at Baba. The way to improve this boss fight would be to learn the Red X method, where you walk on the Baba by clicking the teleport crystal at the platform near the gap, and then walking back by attacking Baba. I've consulted some of my mates who've gotten the Fang kit, and I've come to the conclusion that I will attempt my first 500 run without doing this method. By doing Baba first, it's only leveled up to 2, and it is quite manageable with Blood Fury and the Yellow Carry specs. On Kefri, I must add a lot of invocations to the raid that I'm not familiar with. Usually I do the Wardens by going on the right side of the obelisk in phase 1, thus making Kefri and Akka spawn on the phase 3 and 4. For the 500 invocation run, I must do things differently here. Adding aerial assault invocation will make the bombs 3x3 tiles large, and it would make Warden's fight very hard. Also, adding more overlords will make the fight much longer and harder. Trapping the melee is very important here. Another thing that's harder on the 500s is not bringing a stamina potion, so I will have to manage my run in this encounter, as I need to move away from the larger bombs, and when Kefri is leveled up, he will shoot faster. Zebak is maybe the easiest boss where the adjustments I have to make are really small. I usually do Zebak level 1, but actually when you let him level up to 2, you can always pray against the blood barrage even when he's enraged at the last part of the fight. Zebak's defenses are somewhat high on the 500 run, and killing him will take a long time, so avoiding damage and flicking prayers is key here. There is a downside though. If I get unlucky with the path level ups and Zebak reaches level 4, he will shoot very fast, and that seems too hectic for me. Thankfully, the chance of him leveling up twice is somewhat small. Akka has been very difficult for me so far, even as I have barely any invocations activated on my runs. This is the place where I have to make the most improvements prior to Wardens. I'm yet to learn the butterfly kiting method, and I have only tried the feeling special fast puzzle invocation once or twice in group raids, and I have died on every attempt. Also, I'm still considering the possibility of learning double trouble as well as keeping the attack from Akka's shadows if I fail the DPS check. I struggle a lot with the final phase of this encounter. Dodging the orbs is really frustrating, and I just brute force it and pray for RNG to not get hit while just hammering the boss down. I need to start learning some matrix moves for the 500s, as I can't bring any food or Sardom brews on the run. As I mentioned before, I usually do the Wardens by going on the right side of the obelisk. This is how I learned the raid on launch, and I've just kept doing it this way. For my 500 run, I need to do the opposite side and learn the required gimmicks. On phase 1, there isn't really that much difference compared to the sides, except that the order of attacks are reversed. Phase 2 on the other hand is really different. Doing it like I've done it will make the boss chase you, but when doing it the opposite side, the boss will stand still, and apparently there's a relatively safe spot where the boss can be nuked from. Also, dodging the laser line, windmill and square bombs are in some way easier in that spot. Phase 3 and 4 are also different. Instead of having Akka shoot with range and or mage, you have Zebak who shoots also with range or mage, but you have to react to every single shot individually. Baba will drop rocks over you in a similar way that Kefri shoots the bombs. The real difficulty comes in lightning phase, as the boss is relatively high HP due to the high invocation level, and healing can only be done with equipping the yellow carries, having your prayer points above 50 and specking. Also, saving a dose of adrenaline here is important as it gives you 2 specs instead of only 1. Also, keeping high prayer isn't that easy, as your prayer gets drained when you take damage due to the deadly prayer's invocation. This last phase feels like it's going to be my crux for the whole run. Only way I've gotten through it so far is by relying on the damage from my Tumeken's shadow and by chugging the ambrosias. I've spent some time watching others do the dodges on lightning, but it's very hectic and requires great precision. I'm excited but also nervous of what is to come as I get to practice this challenge. I still got my PVM competition ongoing. I'm going to push my invocations as high as possible while still getting completions. After the 10th of February, I'll be focusing on this challenge full time. Hopefully by then I will have the required skills to complete the 500 run. Thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, comment and subscribe if you did. See you on the next one. Peace!